I recreated the NBA 2K17 Playmaker in NBA 2K26. This 6'7" absolute demigod might wind up becoming the new meta. It gets contact dunks and it gets the fastest and best dribble moves available in the game. It can shoot from deep and of course, it can pass at an elite level. It gets lane steals and of course because of its longer wingspan, it gets crazy block animations. This build can really do it all, and the best part about the build is that it is playable in every mode. So whether you want to take it to the park, the rec, the proving grounds, you'll be able to show out with your squad. This build is what I call my NBA 2K17 Playmaker Remastered. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cisroz coming at you with my official Playmaker build video. If you are new here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and if you want a chance to join the No Rivals crew, make sure you comment crew down below. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first things first, this build is going to be at the point guard position. For the height, it's going to be 6'7". For the weight, it's going to be 180 pounds. And for the wingspan, it's going to be 7 foot. Now, before we get into this, I do want to let you guys know that every attribute I'm about to show you is tied into this build some way or another. And it's either going to change the build name if you tweak it, or it's going to mess with the cap breakers. So please just copy everything as follows, and I'll explain things as we go. So we're going to go a 75 for the close shot. And then we are going to go an 85 for the driving lay. The thing I like the most about this build is that it can really, like I said in the intro, it can really do it all. There's really no weakness to the build. For the driving dunk, we are going a 64, but don't worry, this is going to cap break to an 89 down the line, okay? You will not be having a 64 driving dunk unless you don't want to upgrade it with cap breakers. For the standing dunk, we're going to a 40, just so we get that off to package under the rim. For the post control, we are going to a 46. Now, for the mid-range, it's going to start off an 84. If you go above an 84 on this build, it will change the name. You will not be a playmaker anymore. So I personally cap broke my mid-range to an 89, but you can do whatever you want to do because it's your build. For the three-pointer, we're going an 83, so we get limitless. I run gold limitless range on my build right now. For the free throw, I have mine at a 60. I hadn't been playing too much rec before I made this build. I kind of regret that. I would recommend going about a 75 if you can and you do play rec. And for the speed with ball, we're gonna go an 80. All right, and for the ball handle, we will be going an 86. You can cap break it to a 90 down the line if you want. If you want that gold handles for days, it's all personal preference. And for the pass, of course, we are a playmaker. We're going a 94. All right, and for the interior defense, we are going to a 60. For the perimeter, you can't go above 84, like I said, on a lot of these attributes. So we're going 84 for the perimeter, 84 for the steal. You can cap break these and still keep the name Playmaker, but off the bat, you're going to have to put them at an 84. For the block, we are going to a 74 for that paint patroller, and we will get bronze high flying denier as well. I personally cap broke my perimeter +1 already, and I have that silver on ball menace, which is huge. You can also use a max +1 or a max +2 on that and play even better defense. But to be honest with you, I have a lot of builds with a 97 perimeter, 95 perimeter, and I do not notice much of a difference in the 97 and 95 perimeter versus the 85 that I have on my build here. Now we are going to have a 75 defensive rebound. 2 cap breakers will get you an 80 plus, and I think that's huge on this build. I think it's insane to be a point guard at 6'7". You got everything. You will have an 89 driving dunk, an 85 driving layup. You got all the shooting, all the playmaking. You got defense, and you can grab rebounds. I just think that makes the build insane. And then we are going to go an 87 for our speed, and we are going to go an 83 for our agility for that Jalen Suggs motion style. And last but not least, we will be going a 61 on the vertical. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, how are we going to get dunk packages with an 89 driving dunk and only a 61 vertical? Well, because we're cap breaking both of those, and I'm going to show you guys that in just a second. So go ahead and push continue. Shades of Derek Harper, LaMelo Ball, and Cade Cunningham, you have built a playmaker. The go-to badges: Hall of Fame break starter, Hall of Fame dimer, gold bailout. Top attributes, of course: pass, speed, and ball handle. What more could you want? It's in the name. It's a playmaker. In its strengths, passing is always a step ahead, elite top end speed, shake game is deadly, and it finishes layups at full speed, which is always nice. And the weaknesses: lacks aerial athleticism, but don't worry, we're going to change that, like I said, when we cap break the driving dunk. So now we're at the cap breaker screen, and I'm going to show you guys where I think you should put your cap breakers, depending on how many cap breakers you have available right now. Now, if you have 0 to 5 cap breakers, right away, I'd recommend that you throw it on driving dunk. It's going to be rough going into the park, the rec, anywhere with only a 64 driving dunk. So being able to throw any cap breakers on driving dunk is going to be very useful and very helpful in the long run. Now, if you have between 5 to 10 cap breakers, I would personally recommend throwing 8 of them between driving dunk and vertical. So like you can see, I did that. I have an 87 driving dunk and I have a 75 vertical. That's going to give me contact dunks off 2. And the vertical is tied into it. That's also going to give me silver posterizer, as you can see. And down the line, I'm going to be able to get actually a 91 driving dunk. It's not really tied to anything, but at an 89, we are going to be able to get those contact dunks off 1. And with the vertical, one more vertical, that's going to give us a 78. That will also tie into that package as well. Now, like I said, if you have between 5 to 10 cap breakers, I would be splitting 8 between driving dunk and vertical. And then I would spend the last 2, 1 on perimeter, 1 on steal. I have 14 cap breakers total. I specialized in shooting specialization, and I kind of regret throwing them all on mid-range. At an 89 mid-range, you get gold set shot, which I +2 to legend, which is a very, very useful badge. But I think defense in this game is very, very important. You know, it's definitely harder to play defense this year. So I wish I had that 85 steal so I could get that gold interceptor and potentially +2 it or +1 it to Hall of Fame or legend. And then you can just see the endless possibilities with this build. You could go a different direction than I went. You could throw 5 on pass and get a 99 pass if you really, really want to be a playmaker. But I think you can see based off all the stats, like I said, endless possibilities. The build really, truly can do everything. I know we made it for the playmaker name because we want to be like the 2K17 playmaker, but at the end of the day, it's not really a bad build. It can really do it all. And I've gone on win streaks since I've started using this build. And I think my favorite part of the build personally is the 85 driving layup. I think it's a big deal when you're going up for a dunk and they cancel your animation. Can you finish the lay? Well, with an 85, most of the time you can. So like I said in the beginning, you know, there's multiple ways that you can tweak this build. You could actually make a version where you get 88 layup off the bat. I'm not somebody who takes floaters, but if you end up taking floaters, you can do 88 layup if you want to tweak the build a little bit. I personally think this is the best version out there. I spent hours and hours and hours perfecting this. I think it's beautiful. If you are a rec player or a pro-am player, you're going to want a better free throw, and I understand that, but that's okay. You can just maybe take down the rebound by maybe 2 stats, and it's still only going to take 2 cap breakers, I believe, to get to an 80+. So that's going to be the cap breaker breakdown. Now we're going to get into the max +1 and max +2s and badge elevators. So here are badge perks. If you're new to the game, you might not have as many as I do, but it's okay. We're still going to find a way to make it work for you. I chose shooting specialization, and I've had that finished for a while, and I'm also the president of a level 30 crew, so that's why I have as many max +1s and max +2s as I do. So first things first, we have lightning launch on gold. I think lightning launch on gold is just the most bang for your buck that you're going to get. I don't see a huge difference in using lightning launch on Hall of Fame as I do on gold, so I'm just going to take the value and keep it at a max +1. Now next we have legend dimer. This one's definitely debatable if you don't have access to as many max +1s and 2s that I do. I'd personally skip out on this one, but if you do have as many as I do, I think that it's always better to be able to boost your teammates' shot percentages. And then at max +2 we have gold limitless. I think with an 83 3-pointer and I run a takeover that boosts 3-pointer, I think that this just makes the build even more insane. Like I could shoot out there like I'm Curry pretty much, and I'm not exaggerating. And then we have high flying denier at gold max +2. I do wish that we could have got a silver high flying denier off the bat, but unfortunately it would have changed the build name, so at least we get gold by max +2ing it. Now over here we have challenger, very good badge. It's tied to your contest. It's very, very important, and I max +1 that to gold. This is one I would say for a tier 2, if you guys don't have that many max +1s and 2s available, I definitely would prioritize having off-ball pest. I think it's a great badge that allows you to bump the offense when you don't have the ball or they don't have the ball. That's a better way to explain it, sorry. Now for takeover surge, if you are new to the game, for season 2, takeover surge means that these 2 badges down here, when you are in takeover, the badge level is going to remain at this level for the entirety of you having takeover. So if I have takeover, I'm gonna have gold handles for days and Hall of Fame slippery off ball for the entirety that I have takeover, which is really, really OP. And then for my max +1 and max +2 for my shooting specialization, I have Deadeye, which self-explanatory, great badge, kind of negates contests in a way. And then I have legend set shot specialist, very, very important badge, guys. If you only have access to one max +2 slot right now, I'm telling you, put it on legend set shot if you wind up putting your cap breakers on mid-range. Okay, but now I'm gonna get you guys into my animations and my jump shot. Starting off with the dribble animations, the pass style is gonna be Rajon Rondo, the dribble style is gonna be Zach LaVine, the signature size up is gonna be Tracy McGrady, the breakdown combos is gonna be Jordan Poole, the escape moves, a lot of people are using Jimmy Butler, but I use Paul George. I personally think it's the quickest escape, and doing escape moves is very easy if you're not an advanced dribbler. For the combo moves, it's going to be Pro. For the crossover, you could use LeBron James, but I'm using Lonzo Ball. For the behind the back, a lot of people use Scottie Pippen or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but I'm using Kobe White because I find it to be the most explosive and it gets me open the most. For the spin, it's going to be Penny Hardaway, and for the hesitation, it's going to be Paul George as well. And for the step back, this is a new one I've been trying out. A lot of people use Devin Booker, but I've been using Chris Paul. And then for the triple threat, I really like Kobe Bryant, but you could also go Steph Curry. Now for the motion style, I think this is very important as well. Make sure you have on Jalen Suggs, okay? Very important. Overall, it is the fastest motion style on defense and offense in the game. The only motion style that's really faster than it on offense would be Alex Caruso, but overall Jalen Suggs is the best motion style. When you combine offense and defense, he's top 5 in both when it's statistically compared. Now coming up here for the dribble pull up, I use normal 2. I think that a lot of people use pro 2. A lot of people prefer that. I have used normal 2 all year, no matter what build I'm on. For the hop jumper, a lot of people are using Tyrese Halliburton to combo that into different things. So that's what I've been using right now. It's kind of, they call it like the Tyrese Halliburton glide. Now let's get into the jump shot. So for the jump shot, I'm going to be giving you guys 2 versions of a jump shot. One for the people that have the lower mid-range, the lower 3-pointer that haven't upgraded the mid-range yet with cap breakers, and then one for people that have the 89 mid-range. So for this one's going to be for the people that haven't upgraded their mid-range. I use it on my 6'6" build. It's very good. It's going to be J.R. Smith base, Baluba upper release 1, Jeremiah Robinson Earl upper release 2, and that blending is going to be 35% Baluba and 65% Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Make sure you max out that release speed, and I always play on push. Now let's get into the second one. So this is the second jump shot for those of you that did use cap breakers on your mid-range and have the 89 mid-range now. I've been using this jump shot almost all year. I call it my NBA2K16 LaMarcus Aldridge jump shot. It's the closest thing I've seen to it since that jump shot's no longer in the game. It's Ray Allen base, which is always good. Jeremiah Robinson Earl upper release 1 and Baluba upper release 2. I know you're going to get familiar with those 2 releases because they're really good uppers. Now, like I said, I always play on push, max out that release speed, and we're going to have 60% Robinson Earl and 40% Baluba. And I'm going to show you guys my dunk packages as well, just so you know what you should be rocking and what you shouldn't be rocking. So for dunk packages, I'm not really going to recommend 2-foot moving dunks. If you like the way some of these look, go for it, but I think that they tend to just slow you down, and I don't want that. So the only 2-foot moving dunk that I use are the Pro Contact Dunks Off 2. Now for the 1-foot moving dunks, I do favor a lot of these. I've recently put on the windmill. I know it might be a little more of a blockable animation, but I want a little bit of flash in my game when I'm trying to collect some clips. Then we got the baseline reverses off 1. That's only an 80 driving dunk requirement with a 60 vertical. Then we have the basic one-handers off 1 and the basic two-handers off 1. I was rocking these before when I didn't have my cap breakers applied yet. Now we have the switcheroo. And I really highly advise against the city dunks. I know they look cool, they look sick, but they are very blockable, and I'm not gonna lie, if you're using the meter, they can be a little bit hard to time. Now we are going to get this package down the line, like I mentioned. When I do use that cap breaker to get that 89 driving dunk and that 78 vertical, I will get the contact dunk pros off 1, and I think these packages are filthy. Now for the standing dunks, we get 1 package, and this is when you just, you kind of backdoor cut, your boy hits you, or you're cutting under the rim or something like that. It gets you this kind of glitchy animation, even though you only have a 40 standing dunk. Now for the signature dunks, this is very important. I want everybody to listen up. I'm going to tell you who I recommend and who I don't recommend. All right, Devin Booker. This is the old quick drops off 1 from back in the day. Quickest dunks in the game. Got to have Devin Booker on. Now, when we do get to an 89 driving dunk, or whenever we do max out that last cap breaker, Zach LaVine, one of the best dunk packages in the game. Enough said. I also like John Morant. Very good dunk packages, but they're locked for now. Now, I would recommend against LeBron James. I know we all love LeBron, but I just don't like his packages. I think it's very blockable. He has that signature tomahawk that we all know, we've seen for years and years. It gets smacked a lot. And in a close game, if you're going up, as flashy as it may look, you're not going to want that. Now, Michael Jordan is personal preference. I think when I have this Michael Jordan package on, that cradle you're seeing right now, for some reason, that's the only dunk my player does. It's like, forget all the other packages he has equipped. He's just doing the Jordan cradle every time. So I took it off for that reason. Now, I like Scottie Pippen dunks. I really like kind of how he just elevates and how it's almost unblockable. Look how high the ball is when he rises. So I have Scottie Pippen on. Now, some other ones you could use are, you could use T-Mac dunks. T-Mac dunks are cool. A lot of these are cool. Anthony Edwards has some cool dunks. Julius Erving has some cool dunks. I personally just don't want to spend all the VC on dunks if we're keeping it real here. So that's going to be it for signature dunks. Now for alley-oops, I don't really catch alley-oops that often. I don't know if you guys do, but make sure you put on the pro and the elite. And honestly, all of these would be fine. Just, again, stay away from the city alley-oops if you do play in competitive settings. But that's going to do it for the end of the video, guys. If you stayed until the end, I truly appreciate you. And next Friday, I am going to be dropping my 6'6" ISO demigod with a 99 perimeter and a 99 steal. So I'll see you guys in the next one.